This podcast episode has been brought to you by title The Skills in 21st Century. Hello everyone, Darryl is here. I just want to let everybody know that I'm quite well. So what we are going to talk about is the literacy, the learning, and life skills which are underlies in the 21st century. Skills. 21st century known to be the age of technology and innovation, wherein people are surrounded with such technologies which we can refer it as a tools, materials, machines, and devices that is part or help us in our daily living. In skills of 21st century, these are separated into three categories such as learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. There is a questions asking about what is the effective learning approach in order to implement those skills of 21st century effectively. And we will try to address that question in our podcast. Since it is a new generation, it is a time for us as a future educator to use a new learning approach, specifically in the Philippines. Some schools and teachers are still in the traditional learning approach. I might say the best learning approach to the 21st century is the student that is exposed in self-direct learning. It focuses on students which is they are the one who is reliable in their own learning, unlike the traditional method wherein it focuses on teacher in which they do lecture all the time and just like spoon feeding the information to the learners. And according to DepEd cited by Philippine Basic Education 2015, K-12 curriculum is proclaimed that this provide better learning experience if the approach is learner-centered. Now, we will talk about the first category in the 21st century skills, which is creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. And this is what we call forces. So I'll be giving you a scenario that implies into this. The instructor will just ask them a question or give them a topic to study about that foster critical thinking. Then, after that, form them into groups for them to collaborate and they will exchange their thoughts and ideas. In short, just like brainstorming, which they will come up with a final or new information that shows their creativeness, whether this can be an infographic, presentation, magazine, video clips like vlogs or teaching demo, and etc. So now, we're moving on to the second category of 21st century skills, and this is what we call literacy skills. And this is probably the content that will be taught to the students for them to be literate with such information, utilization of media, and technology. So, in utilization of media, this is just how will they behave in the media platform and the proper etiquette, and they will learn to know the trustworthy sources of information and its credibility as well. For the technology, this is where the students learn how to operate digital devices as well as navigate applications that is school related like Canvas, LMS, and such as more. And these skills would not be a big deal since most students are into gadget. Moreover, in the third category of 21st century skills is what we call the life skills. This is the final category that are also called as FLIPS, and its acronym has its own meaning. And for the letter F stands for flexibility, which acquiring these skills will make learners to adapt into changing circumstances. Next is letter L, stands for leadership, where this will be enhanced through groupings to achieve goals collaboratively. Then followed by letter I stands for initiative. This is the one of the hardest skills to learn and practice. Like learners do advanced reading without facilitator instructors for them to have knowledge in the next lesson. And this shows independent learning. The next is productivity, wherein learners skills able to accomplish tasks in the given amount of time in order to be productive is consistency. Then the last is letter S, stands for social skills, and these skills are one of the most useful skills that we do in every day to interact with others. And overall, the 21st century learning skills are useful because these skills mentioned, which is 4Cs, are general needs for any various types of career. The literacy skills, this imprint to the learners on how to use digital properly and wisely. And lastly, the life skills, which is pertain to someone's personal life, which help learners to develop being professional. And those skills in 21st century will imprint to the students very well using the student-centered learning approach. And thank you for listening, guys, and the time you dedicated to this podcast. And I would like to thank Mrs. Ragindin for the opportunity, the reason why am I here having a podcast talk. And I hope you enjoy and learn in this podcast. Stay tuned and see you in our next podcast episode. Thank you.